Hey everybody, ReGina Shamberger backstage with the phenomenal Sharon Isbin, who was the special guest tonight for Michigan Philharmonic's opening season with Isbin Plays Rodrigo. And Nan, I've got to ask you, how did you come up with this as an opener tonight?
Well, the board had thought we should have a name guest artist. And I was very fortunate that long ago, we won't talk about how long ago, but we met and we kept in touch over the years. And when this opportunity came, I thought, oh, she would be wonderful.
Sharon would be phenomenal, and she was tonight.
And she said yes.
Thank you.
And a Grammy Award winning classical guitarist. Tell us about that. What does it feel like to win a Grammy Award?
Well, if you don't expect to, it's even more exciting. So that was the situation I was in. It was the first time in 38 years that a guitarist had won a Grammy.
Wow.
So it was exciting and surreal.
I bet it was. And of course, tonight was surreal. So tell us about performing for the first time with the Michigan Philharmonic. What was that like for you?
Well, it was wonderful to have Nan at the podium since we had met some years back, and I've admired her work for many, many years, and the orchestra sounds terrific, and it was exciting to be part of the opening season.
And I know that you probably had a favorite piece that you did tonight, which was?
Well, Nan asked if I would do the Rodrigo Concierto de Aranjuez, which was, I would say, one of the most popular works, not only for guitar and orchestra, but for any instrument with orchestra.
And why is it so popular?
Well, the second movement theme has been used by many people, Miles Davis. I even saw that it was on Brassed Off, the movie, the British comedy, used that middle movement. And it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece.
So it's been used by different type of musicians, different genres of music.
And commercials.
Right, commercials. When I met Rodrigo, he was very proud to show me 2 bookshelves filled with, in those days, LPs of recordings of that work. And
really?
he liked the idea of different genres recording it. In fact, I did a version for 3 guitars with a bossa nova improv at the end with electric guitar of the slow movement.
Wonderful.
Well, and then speaking of different genres of music and different musicians, your latest CD is Guitar Passions.
That's right.
So tell us about that, Guitar Passions.
Well, Guitar Passions, I had the opportunity to celebrate the versatility of the guitar, and with a lot of my own guitar heroes, people like Steve Vai as a guest, and Stanley Jordan and Steve Morse, and Romero Lubambo, and Nancy Wilson from Heart, and others. In fact, that's the one where I included the work where Lorindo had arranged for 3 guitars the slow movement Adagio, and Steve Morse from the Dixie Dregs and Deep Purple, in fact, is playing the electric guitar.
Wow.
And we have the Lorindo part being played by the Brazilian guitarist Romero Lubambo. It's really fun, and he's improvising in kind of a jazz style. So Rodrigo loved the version when he heard it way back when I knew him, so I know that he would have been happy to see this new excursion.
Well, it's phenomenal.
Well, thank you.
The CD is beautiful. So, what really inspires you?
What really inspires me?
You're playing.
I think just having the opportunity to play an instrument, number one, that I love. And it's an instrument that has so many different tone colors, and it's really very orchestral in the sense that I can sound like a clarinet, like a flute, like a cello, like a violin, and like a voice, because we can connect the notes in between. If you listen to the slow movement, the Adagio, you'll hear how I can make it very vocal by connecting those notes like a singer would do. And I admire singers really almost more than anybody, because that's the authentic original instrument. So playing an instrument I love, and that has the intimacy of being able to cradle it, to caress it, and you play it with your fingers. There's no bow, there's no keys, no pedals. It's really direct contact, and playing music that I love.
Okay.
That's a winning combination.
Well, and so in listening to you talk about that, I have to ask both of you, who's on your wish list to work with, or have you worked with that person?
Oh my, I would say that that is constantly evolving. I was very honored to be able to make the first and still only recording ever as a guitarist with the New York Philharmonic.
Wow.
And
Pretty
I actually recorded
prestigious.
this piece, the Rodrigo Concierto de Aranjuez, with them. So the instrument is still gaining its recognition, and it's great to be part of that whole pioneering process.
Well, and Sharon has commissioned so many works for the guitar. I mean, you single-handedly have developed the repertoire. I commend you for that, because I think it's very exciting. And she goes after these same composers, a lot of my composer friends, and they write these wonderful pieces for her.
Wonderful. And you, not too long ago, had a very special concert that you put on for some very special people. Tell us about that.
This was either it was at 9/11, but I think it was at the White House, because both of them happened.
Yeah.
I did play at the first memorial in 2002 at 9/11 at Ground Zero. There were about 8 of us musicians who played during the reading of the names of the 3,000, and that was really a profound
touching
experience, and kind of made me realize why I'm a musician and why I'm on the planet, to be part of that healing process and sharing music with people, and how much that could mean. And then when I was invited by President Obama and his wife Michelle Obama to perform at the White House for them and 300 of their closest friends, it was really a very exciting experience, because it was the first time I'd ever performed at the White House. It had been a dream of mine, and to be able to do it with their administration, that was just the most exciting and possible experience. So you can see that performance on my website. Go to SharonIsbin.com. It's right there.
Well, we've seen it, and you guys need to see it. And hey, put in a good word for Michigan Philharmonic.
I certainly will. Next time we hang out. Yeah.
So listen, before I let you go, what's next for Sharon Isbin?
Well, I am actually in the process of completing what will be the first documentary on me, and it's being made for public television, produced by Susan Dangle out of Boston, and it's something that has taken actually 5 years of filming. So I'm really glad that I'm still alive to see it through to its completion. I just did my final segment with them, but I think that one of the advantages of having had the leisure of taking this amount of time is that many great things got covered in the process, from playing at the White House to the Grammys, Garrison Keillor's show, and that's the thing about a documentary. You really don't know what's next, what's around the corner. And it happened to be the right 5 years, so I'm tremendously excited.
Good.
And many of my composer friends are on it.
Great.
People like Tan Dunn and John Coriano and Chris Rouse, Howard Shore, Joan Tower. So and Joan Baez is in it, Mark O'Connor, even Martina Navratilova, who's a friend of mine. We were in Aspen, where she has a house, and I go there every summer for the music festival. So
Well, you can invite us anytime. That sounds like a lot of fun, don't you think, Nan?
So keep your eyes and ears peeled for that one next year in 2013.
Great. And so how do we get in touch with Sharon Isbin? How do we keep track of all these wonderful things you're doing across the globe?
Well, the best thing is to go to my website, SharonIsbin.com, and it's ISBIN. Just think of the Library of Congress cataloging number and add one more I. And there you can sign up for my Twitter and my YouTube and all that stuff. So it's a good way to stay in touch. And
in closing, Nan, what do you have to say about this lovely lady's performance tonight?
Oh, it was such a pleasure and exciting in every way. She's such a master artist that I had to work a lot harder, but I loved it.
Oh, I had a great time too. It was great working with you.
Well, ladies, thank you so much for behind the scenes at Michigan Philharmonic. And I am ReGina Shamberger, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.